The amount of boost Dominik Mysterio is getting is unbelievable. Man, that's what every single heel wrestler should be jealous of. I personally don't blame Dominik for what he did. A PSP? Really? But the connection that Dominik Mysterio has with the crowd is very special, and that's one of the biggest WWE transformations I've seen in such a short period of time. My man went from a baby to one of the best heels in the WWE. Probably the second best heel after Roman Reigns. It's absolutely crazy because I remember when he was with Rey Mysterio, people were talking about how bad he is and wanted WWE to send him to NXT to learn. But now he's one of the most over superstars and he's with Rhea Ripley. Who's laughing now? Certainly not wrestling news now. So welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta tell you, Raw actually improved. Sure, it's not perfect, but we got some really good wrestling. A championship match for the first time in 2 years. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. My biggest problem with Monday Night Raw is that there's no reason to look forward to it. Like, after watching this show, sure, it was decent, but what makes you want to watch next week? We don't have that story. Like, literally on the show they're advertising Smackdown. That's one of the biggest problems with Monday Night Raw, but I mean, at least we got something interesting on the show, right? Let's talk about it, but before that, a word from our sponsor. Hey, remember that time I got hacked? That sucked. One of the safest ways to protect yourself from hackers and malicious websites is actually using a VPN. At this point, literally everyone should be using one. Huge shout out to CyberGhost VPN for sponsoring this video. With CyberGhost VPN, all of your traffic goes through a secure VPN tunnel, your IP address is hidden, and your data is encrypted. You're basically leaving no fingerprints. It's available for all platforms: Windows, macOS, Android, iOS, and many others. They have a strict no logs policy, so no one will know about your online activity. Even not CyberGhost themselves. So keep doing what you're doing. No one's watching. You can use one subscription to protect up to 7 devices at a time, so you can share with your friends and family. There's a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support, so everything is risk-free. And CyberGhost has an amazing deal for you. It's only $2.03 a month, plus 4 months free, which is 84% off. And CyberGhost VPN is very easy to use. That's why it has more than 38 million users. Thanks to CyberGhost VPN, you can access geo-restricted content. If there's something you want to watch, but your streaming service blocked it in your country, you can simply unblock it by changing your location. Same goes with video games, social media networks, and more. So make sure to take advantage of this amazing offer by clicking the link in the description or a pinned comment. You'll get a special discount, so it's only $2.03 a month. Make sure to check it out. Welcome back to another episode of Greatness of Raw. Let's get into it. The show kicks off with the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. He says he issued an open challenge on Twitter and Damian Priest accepted. He puts over the Judgment Day and he can't wait to defend that championship. Then we see the Judgment Day, and during this promo one thing was made clear. Damian Priest doesn't want Rhea, Dominik, or Balor to interfere. He wants to do this on his own. It kinda seemed like Finn Balor was not very happy about that though. The highlight of this segment was Seth Rollins making fun of Balor's Universal Championship title reign because Seth Rollins already held the World Championship longer. I'm glad Damian Priest got this opportunity. He absolutely deserves it. And Seth Rollins is doing exactly what he said he would do. He would be a fighting champion. And I gotta be honest, I thought I would want a Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor storyline, but for whatever reason, I'm not that interested. Then we got Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville. You know, it seemed like Becky is wrestling a child. Chelsea interfered, then we got Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark with the distraction. At times it seemed like Sonya Deville is going to take that W, but Becky Lynch wins and she's going to Money in the Bank. So this was pretty expected, and we still don't have that Becky Lynch partner. Now, I've seen Lita in some independent wrestling, I think, so I don't even know if we're going to get Lita. Sami Zayn says it's nice to see what happened with Jimmy Uso, but it's none of his problem anymore. We see Vinci and Kaiser, and Kevin Owens is angry again. You're breaking the rules. We didn't say your names. But they said they're not gonna leave them alone as long as they're the tag team champions. And Owens needs a lesson in controlling his temper. We see Gunther, and Kevin Owens is like, let's just fight. It seems like they're doubling down on this new Kevin Owens character, and I absolutely love it. He's hilarious. As a matter of fact, he's actually more entertaining right now than Sami Zayn, which is crazy. Man, I'm glad this whole storyline with Sami Zayn happened, you know, him turning babyface, facing Roman and all that, but at the end of the day, I already miss heel Sammy, man. He was the most entertaining wrestler in the world, in my opinion. A very interesting match, something I would like to see on a pay-per-view for the Intercontinental Championship. Thank you, WWE. Appreciate that. Am I wrong, or this was the first time we've seen Gunther in singles action on Monday Night Raw? So this was a very entertaining match. Gunther won, but it wasn't really a dominant victory. I mean, Gunther is the Intercontinental Champion, so him winning makes sense, and it's crazy that WWE gave this match on free television. Absolutely love to see it. Now, I wish it was for the Intercontinental Championship though, because why not? Well, I guess the whole Gunther Intercontinental Championship title reign logic is that people need to earn it, so I get it. We got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Women's Tag Team Championship match. This was another very entertaining, fast-paced match. During this match, I kinda got the vibe that Ronda and Shayna really wanna make these championships work. It really seems like they care. And that was a great first Carter and Chance impression. Of course, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler retained the championships. Even though they lost, that was a really good Monday Night Raw debut. Another banger match. That was the highlight of the show, just a bunch of bangas. I really liked the match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet. These two are going to be in the Money in the Bank match, so this was not a qualifier. It was just a very fun match, like two very different styles, but two very unique superstars, so I absolutely enjoyed this one, but Bronson Reed interferes, and that was one of the best things I've seen Bronson Reed doing. Another great match. Like I've said, some pay-per-view level wrestling on this show, and I think that was the first time I was like, okay, I'm kinda starting to like Bronson Reed. Took me a while, but that was the best thing he's done so far. We got Miz TV with Cody Rhodes, and the same story happened again. Miz hypes up his special guest and then insults him during the entire segment. He said that Cody making a decision to face Brock Lesnar is stupid. Cody says, well, I heard a lot of things. I heard that it takes balls. You know a little something about that. Miz says he has a surprise for Cody, and he introduces Dominik Mysterio. Dominik says he was happy when Miz invited him. He says he realized last week that Rhodes is a bad father, just like Rey Mysterio. You should be taking care of your daughter, but you're a deadbeat father just like him. Rhodes says he has tons of empathy for Dominik. These 15 minutes in prison were rough. You have a worse prison tattoo than I do. Your WrestleMania match against Rey was more like a public spanking. And look, we've all made mistakes, even Rey Mysterio. I'm looking at one right now. Dominik slaps Rhodes and hides behind Rhea Ripley. And during this entire thing, Dominik could barely talk because everyone was booing. Dominik getting booed is the highlight of Monday Night Raw to me. Like, it's a big reminder on how much the crowd reaction matters. And I hope the crowd reaction is real. That's what pisses me off, man. I want to believe this reaction is real, and it probably is for the most part. I don't like WWE playing with the sound. If this shit happens, let it happen naturally. We see The Miz laughing, but he got punched in the face. And I hate to say it, but I believe Cody's credibility is kinda dropping. Not necessarily because he lost or anything like that, but it's not that interesting anymore, I guess. I don't know, man. Hate to say it, by the way, hate to say it. We saw Zoe Stark versus Natalya, and as you guys can imagine, Natalya lost the match. RIP all Natalya fans. Paul Heyman was literally here to advertise Smackdown. He said that Jay will have to make a choice. Yes, he shared a win with Jimmy, but the connection with Roman Reigns is stronger. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I want to watch Smackdown. I want to see what happens next. That's how a television show is being made. Every single good, successful television show. Make me want to watch next week. You know, I want to watch SmackDown. I want to know what's going to happen with Jey Uso, what's going to happen with Jimmy, what's going to happen with Roman, what's going to happen with Solo. A lot of cliffhangers. When it comes to Raw, sure, Seth Rollins retained the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to face Finn at some point, Money in the Bank. Why would I watch Raw before the pay-per-view though? Like, give me a reason. Indus Sher beating the crap out of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin with no remorse. This was not a match, people. This was a beatdown. It was their first match against actual wrestlers, so that's already good, and they absolutely dominated Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. So, proud virgin right here. Keep going, keep your dick fat, keep your dick hard. Proud of you, boy. So then we got the World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. It's awesome that Damian Priest got this opportunity. Absolutely love to see it. I personally feel like they're going way too slow with this first Seth Rollins rivalry. Everyone is talking about how this World Championship, you know, doesn't mean anything. So it's unfortunate that guys like Brock Lesnar are, you know, in rivalries, because I feel like Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar would make that championship look really, really important. important. I'm already getting vibes of Seth Rollins as the Intercontinental Champion back in like 2018, and that's a good and a bad thing at the same time. The match was obviously really fun. Now, Finn Balor tried to get involved, and Damian Priest was not happy about it. He asked, "Why are you here?" Eventually, Seth Rollins retained the championship, and it seems like we are getting Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. So at least two things got answered. Seth Rollins is going to face Finn Balor at Money in the Bank, probably, and also it seems like Damian Priest is mad at Finn Balor, so we might see some issues within the Judgment Day. I think that's what WWE should literally do. It works with the Bloodline, so why don't you do something similar with the Judgment Day? They don't need to break up, but make us believe they can break up. Smackdown has the Bloodline, you have the Judgment Day. I want to see some drama within the Judgment Day. Mainly, it needs to be between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Dominik is just there. He's enjoying his time. At least it's not spending time with his father. Again, I can complain for hours, but at least we had some really good wrestling. A championship being defended. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. And make sure to take advantage of this amazing CyberGhost VPN offer. $2.03 a month only, plus 4 months free, which is 80% off. The link is in description. And as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.